So you think that what you type out with your little tiddlywinks behind your faceless account, that you can somehow, I don't know, bother me? No, honey, not in the least. If you knew what I have come from, what I have walked through, you would realize that especially somebody hiding behind a screen will never, never bother me. So you just keep on commenting though, because that all counts. Every time you watch, every time you comment, it still counts. So keep on. There's nothing that those little tiddlywinks can ever do or type that will even begin to faze me. So,
who hurt you? Oh, Granny, it's obviously that their comments don't bother you. The ones that type out or the ones that they make on Faces accounts. It is so obvious that their comments don't bother you that you make a whole TikTok video dedicated to telling them what for, that it doesn't bother you, and they should know it. Because you are a strong woman who has super solid emotions and you know exactly what bothers you, and their mean old words don't bother you. Sure. And if those ignorant man-childs, or in my case, a gorilla child, doesn't know where you come from and how you made it this far, well, they don't really know you. They just know these 50-plus-year-old women that make TikTok videos. That's what they know. And this gorilla's got to tell this granny, thanks for giving me permission. Your own words. Keep on doing it. I will. The more videos you make, the more content I have to react to. Thank you so much, Granny. You're the best. I almost felt like I got a cookie there. Now, I only have one question for the unfazed Granny who has to do the hashtag no filter thing. Why even bother making a video telling people that comments like my channel don't bother you? That just proves the exact opposite. I mean, your little granny giggle just told me, hey, I got a small feeling that I may have gotten under your skin. Or at least I got deeper than that filter. Moving on.
I'm 38 and single, and I would never go on a walk or a hike date for a first date. Not only do I think it's low effort, but it's also a safety concern. I do go on coffee dates. I think coffee dates are great for a first date. You know, it's like 45 minutes, see if there's a vibe, and if not, great, let's go our separate ways as fast as we possibly can. If the vibe's good, let's do dinner, let's do an activity, we'll figure it out.
That must have been a record, a contradiction in less than 30 seconds. So you said that you would never do a coffee date, but then you said, yeah, I would do coffee dates. Well, allow me to translate that from Womanese. I would never do a coffee date with an average guy because I'll be scared of him because he's not attractive. But I would do a coffee date with a Chad/Tyrone. Because I'm not afraid of a guy who's super attractive and obviously can lay down some pipe with the best of them. Listen, Queen, let me tell you something. If you're going to start making a video and talking this smack just to contradict yourself that quickly, why don't you save yourself the time and the effort and just be honest by saying, I only do coffee dates with guys who are hot. If you're average, I need you to spend money on me. Makes me wonder, isn't there a word for a woman like that? Oh well, moving on.
Oh my gosh. Casey. I don't know where I put you, but Casey. This. Okay, I know I said that was the last video I was making on this topic, but as comments come in, I might reply to them. And I'm replying to this because 100%, my gosh, this is the whole reason, especially as we get older. But it should be this way regardless of age. Why in the world? And I talked about this on my podcast today because it completely inspired me, this topic. Why would you shut the door on somebody who meets your requirements, like thrills your brain, thrills all your senses, just gets you going in every way, but oh, damn, I don't like this about their looks, or I don't like that about their looks. You know, those things that you don't like, and I'm not talking to you, Casey, you agree with me. Those things that a person doesn't like about your looks, your appearance, or something that grates on them when they meet you. A year later, 2 years later, 10 years later, it might be the most endearing thing about you. The eyes that they didn't find attractive might be the sexiest eyes in the world to them 10 years later. I mean, things change. Bodies change. Thoughts regarding bodies change. You do grow used to things over time, and you can think differently about things. And we all know this is true. Come on, this is true. Why would we use appearance, something superficial like that, as our guiding light to whether a relationship will work or not? I don't get it. But, anyway, thank you, Casey. I agree.
Erroneous on both counts.
Oh, Lord. Oh, you don't get it? Don't worry, Grandma. This gorilla's gonna explain it to you. All right, first of all, let me say one thing. A person who's talking about why you shouldn't like superficial things, and let's be honest, this is women talking about men doing physical preferences, because women despise when men hold them to physical standards, but at the same time, they hold men to height standards. But anyway, back to the point. It's amazing how a woman who's sprouting gray hair has a nose ring like that. Trust me, my male viewers are gonna point that out starting off. That's off rip. Now, to explain this to you, why men put so much on physical appearance, and oh yeah, because emotional is like more important. Let me break this down to you. Number one thing, you're not a man, okay? You're not the one who has got to put a lot more on the line. Men do, because men have a lot more to lose when it comes to divorce. They want a lot more upfront. That's number one. Number two, you act like women's emotions don't change. The divorce rate in the US, which is overwhelmingly led by women, will show you that their emotions change just as much, if not more, than their physical appearance. Number three, you're asking men to do this body positivity crap. Oh, maybe she has an extra 30 pounds, or extra wrinkles here, or a couple of deficiencies there. But what counts is their personality. Yeah, until that changes too, right? No, Grandma. Guess what? Men have the right to choose. Men have preference. Men think, hey, you know what? If I'm going to be with you and I'm going to end up paying the majority of the bills, even if we don't get married, let's say we just move in together, I'm still stuck with the bill at the end of the day. So yeah, up front, I want to enjoy XYZ. I don't want a woman who outweighs me. I don't want a woman who, simply put, isn't attractive. Or hey, if the guy is into butts, he's going to want butts. If he's into bust, he's going to want bust. If he doesn't want gray hairs, then he doesn't want it. If he wants a younger woman, because I'm pretty sure this is where this is coming from. Oh, because you mentioned aging. I promise you, men heard that one ring louder than the dinner bell. That's you saying, oh, date me in my 50s. Instead of going for a woman in her 30s, because, she's going to grow old too. Yes, but he's going to enjoy her between the years. And let's say the guy's 50 and he dates a woman who's 35. Oh, she'll turn 52. By the time she's 50, he's 65. She's still the younger woman. This is just basic copium to the max. You aged out, Granny, just like when you were young and hot and you got the pick of all men. Same difference, except the men have the pick of the women now. That's why it counts. But don't worry, Grandma. When you hit that retirement home, you'll be the young woman coming in. You get the top pick of the men there, too, for as long as that lasts. Moving on.
This week I've managed to match with 3 different people on 3 different platforms, and this is what happened. So on Sunday night, I matched with a guy on Hinge. We had a phone call on Monday, and the phone call was good. He was very entrepreneurial, so he had a really high masculine energy. And I felt that I matched his energy, which upon reflection after the phone call, I don't think was a good thing. I got into my masculine energy. Like, I run a construction company, okay? So I need to be on site with trades, thinking on my feet, talking about plumbing, so I can get into my masculine energy really quickly. I don't want to be in my masculine energy. Anyway, I've not heard from him. He did say he was going to call me back. He did say, let's have a date on Wednesday. And he did say that he would call me, but I haven't heard. So I think upon reflection, it was because I think I matched his energy too much. And that can be a little off-putting. The second guy was completely different and lives locally. But with this guy, I don't know, I was distracted or something. I don't know, but I just said the most dumb things. I don't know if I got nervous. I don't know what it was, but I hung up and I was like, what the actual were you talking about? I just said dumb stuff. And I hung up. I actually texted him afterwards and said, listen, I'm sorry. I was babbling. I think I was a little bit nervous. And he said, yeah, no problems or something, but he said he was going to call. And he hasn't called either. But I wouldn't call me either. I was an idiot.
Sorry. The voices.
Okay, my multi-decades post-walk Halloween, let me help you out here, because this gorilla does help out women, contrary to popular belief. If you've been watching my channel long enough, you do see that women like this, when they put out these videos, I actually do comment, but I give out good advice. I do like the fact that she, starting off, said that the first guy that she matches energy, and also she said something about the second guy. The point is, she's accepting accountability, which is kind of rare here. So hey, applause from this gorilla. So let's get into it. Now, the first thing I will say, Colleen, that you're doing wrong is you're using the PC terms. Met 3 people. Come on, stop that crap. It's 2025. Use something that doesn't disrespect men. Just say, hey, I met 3 men. Recognize them as men, not people. And I promise you, things will go better. You got to change that attitude of yours. Now, you said the first guy that you match is masculine energy, and that's probably the reason why he doesn't want to see you anymore. Again, this gorilla is giving you credit. Very good, Granny. You saw where you faulted there because you said that you have masculine energy because you own a construction company. Let me tell you something. From here on out, you got to understand, men are going to pick up on any masculine energy you put out there. So the problem you're going to have is no matter how many men you're going to date, if they're the type of guy that you like, which more likely is a little bit more stoic, they're going to pick up on that. And they're not really going to like that. They don't want to date themselves. They want their exact opposite. That's really going to make it really tough for you. And you may have to expand your boundaries and, I don't know, date a softer guy. So that's why the first guy said he was going to call you back, but because you matched his masculine energy, he's not going to call you back. Good observation. The second guy, well, at least there you accepted that you were kind of goofy, you were kind of off, and he probably wasn't feeling it. I have to say, this queen is a mile ahead of her competition. If anything, I would recommend that you date a guy who's about 10 years your senior, at least, and there you have a better shot. You're not going to have so much competition, but let's hear the rest of your experience before I give you a final piece of advice.
Third guy, Tinder, was here on business in Melbourne, lives in Adelaide. We had a 1.5 hour phone call. This was a guy that I didn't even want to talk to. I'm like, oh, he's in Adelaide. Let's just blow it off. He messaged on the app a couple of times. Here's my number. Let's have a call. I was like, really? What is the point? Anyway, we had a great phone call. It was interesting. It was funny. So he has said that he wants to have a FaceTime today, and he's also said, hey, I can fly to Melbourne for a date. See if Mr. Adelaide stays true to his word and FaceTimes. Otherwise, I'm a 3 out of 3 strike rate. But I don't feel bad about my strike rate because I know that I don't think I would call me back either. I was too masculine on the first call, and I was too much of a doofus on the second call. Anyway, I'll keep you posted about Mr. Adelaide.
Listen up, my down under empty egg carton Colleen. Mr. Adelaide probably isn't going to call either. Even though you haven't really specified the type of men that you're dating, this gorilla has seen thousands upon thousands of videos, and just because you're from Australia does not mean that you're any different from anywhere else in the Western world. You are dating a guy who, quote unquote, is on your level, and women like to use the male measurement of success as what they should go for, which is completely wrong. You're probably dating guys who financially are at your level, are successful entrepreneurs, or make the equivalent in their own fields. The problem, sister, is that they are not going to hold out for you. You got to understand, when I said empty egg carton, that wasn't an insult. That was just a recognition of reality. You're in your 50s. These men, if they're halfway as attractive as they are successful as I am gauging them to be, they have options. You are not at the top of their options. Let me be honest. If anything, they were looking at you as a plan B, maybe even a plan C. Not because you're horrible looking or because you're the worst option. Simply put, you're just not the top one. They don't have to look past all of your shortcomings because they can get younger women or other women that are at a higher tier. But don't worry, Colleen. I'm pretty sure that after all these strikeouts, you could probably start dating a guy that works construction. I mean, at least you know that he's capable of carrying around a heavy load. So your baggage shouldn't be that different.
Now that's a lot of damage!
I'm just saying, if you enjoy this audit, click on the video in the end screen for more content. If you would like to support the channel, please follow the link in the description to donate to our beer fund. Or like, subscribe, and share this video on other social media platforms. If you agree or disagree with anything about this audit, please let us know in the comments. I'm going to leave this audit right here. I'll see all of you in the next episode.